Today I fucked up. I left my door unlocked for 15 Malines. Wasn't quite today, but on Monday night, my partner and I saw a dog walk past us with no human. We figured it was a lost dog and decided to search for it. We split up, my partner was on foot and I took my scooter. We don't find the dog and met up on the corner. My partner said he was going to quickly check the park across ours quickly. I went home cause I really needed to poop. This was at 11:30 p.m. at night. I left the door unlocked cause my partner wasn't gonna be long, and who the heck is coming to my house at 11:30 p.m. at night with all my security cameras and all the lights on. Then while I was on the toilet, I pooped with the doors open cause my 4 cats like being with me. And I heard someone by the door and obviously thought it was my partner. I yelled, "Hey honey, did you find the dog?" Then heard the door with no response and assumed he didn't hear me. Yelled again and got a deep low strange noise. Heard footsteps coming up the stairs and a huge 6'2" man was standing in the doorway of the toilet as I'm taking a shit. I'm in absolute shock, and then the guy says, "Is this the massage parlor?" My brain is confused and then I tell him, "No." He then asks, "Oh, do you offer other services here?" And again I say, "No?" Quote. And then he stands there for a minute confused and then walks down the stairs and leaves. I honestly can't believe this really happened. Too long did not read. Don't take any chances and just lock the door. Face with peeking eye. One of your neighbors might be a sex worker though. Meaning other similar guys coming around too. Surprise ending. I thought it was going to be the dog. Ironically probably saw all the cameras and thought, this must be a place that sex work is going down. The other service is you charge him $50 to wipe. Post the security video. PLZ. Scary for sure. This is why dogs look over at you, why they do business. GIF, emote, free_emotes_pack. Grimacing. The protection they hope you give them if they get attacked in a vulnerable state. So I've heard. Weird poop massage happy ending. Could have been a lot worse. Today I fucked up by coming home without telling my roommate. So this did not happen today but over the weekend. On Friday, I was supposed to leave for another city to visit my family after already driving for 2 hours. I realized that I forgot the gift I got my brother back at home, so I had to come back. It was around midnight when I reached back. I assumed my roommate is asleep so I could just get in and out quick without disturbing him. So this is where the fuck up happened, which is making me question reality and everything I thought I knew about human behavior, hygiene and the strength of IKEA furniture. I walk in, headphones on my head, keys jangling as I silently unlocked the door and casually walked into my house, only to be greeted by a sight that I thought only happens in movies. There, in the middle of our shared living room, surrounded by a tangled mess of limbs, latex, and sheer audacity was my roommate. Bald, glorious, shiny, sweating like a Thanksgiving turkey in a sauna. This was one hell of a way to find out that my roommate and his partner were into swinging. I moved in 2 months ago and never thought would see this side of my roommate. Now I have seen exactly 0 orgies prior to this. But I know this was just elite tier degenerate behavior. There was a strange bare ass and balls on the table where I had my dinner last night. There was music, there were snacks and masks apparently. Now we are just staring at each other. No one really knows what to do. Then this one guy thought it was the right time to introduce himself. I had never met Greg before and I would have preferred to meet him in a setting where his face was not between someone's thighs. And then me and my roommate made eye contact and the man just said, "Hey man, you are back early. I did not expect you until Monday." I just nodded my head, apologized and said I forgot something, dashing into my room. I grabbed what I wanted and just got out. They had not moved from their positions. Sure, they had separated, but were still buck naked sitting on the couch that I usually use to watch TV. I rushed out and did not look back, even though I did hear my roommate say something as I was leaving. He did apologize over the text the next morning saying, "Sorry about the mess. I wish you would have texted before coming back," but it was still quite a surreal experience. And the best part? I've still got 10 months left on the lease. There is no amount of Febreze strong enough to cleanse what I've seen, and I think from now on, I will eat and watch TV in my room. Too long did not read. Came home early unannounced and walked in on my roommate and his partner engaging in devilish acts with another couple. Yeah, you're not obligated to text your roommate before you go home. You don't need to text someone to come back to your own home. Your roommate is the one who effed up by treating a shared space like it was his own personal sex club on the assumptions your plans wouldn't change. I would tell him whether he thinks you'll be gone or not. Doing that in shared spaces is not okay, and that no, you won't be texting him every time your plans change, because that is an unreasonable expectation. He's 100% in the wrong here. No F up on your part. I assumed my roommate was asleep so I could just get in and out quick without disturbing him. Ironically, you did disturb him and he was the one getting in and out. That's unacceptable behavior for a roommate, to be honest. At that point I think I'd just go build a cabin in the woods and not have to live with roommates. You can't mess with shared space like that with living with a roommate. That's just gross. Today I fucked up by basically admitting to my girlfriend I have a crush on her friend. So my girlfriend and I went to meet her friend and her friend's boyfriend. It went well. Afterward I was talking to my girlfriend and she jokingly says, "Admit it, you got a little crush on so and so." Her friend was really cool and physically attractive, there was no denying that. Now obviously what I should have said is, "Of course not, I only have eyes for you babe." Instead I said something along the lines of, "I mean, how could you not?" I was half joking, and my girlfriend and I are very open with each other, so I just said what I thought. I felt so bad after though. I called and apologized. My girlfriend didn't seem too bothered by it. She admitted it kind of stung, but she said gets it and is fine. I don't really believe her and still feel terrible. I really care for her and hate the fact I might have hurt her, especially over one of her friends. How cooked am I? Too long did not read. I all but admitted to my girlfriend that I have a little crush on her friend. Update. A lot of mixed messages in the comments. For the record, I don't actually have a crush on her friend. I was trying to compliment her friend, but I realized my phrasing was insensitive. My girlfriend and I are totally fine. She's emotionally intelligent and secure and knows how I feel about her. Thanks to the commenters who weren't assholes. This will definitely be brought up in an argument years from now. You really need to be calling your local florist and have a huge bouquet of flowers sent out. Just to clarify, you want to send the flowers to your GF, not her friend you have the crush on. Damn, you must carry your huge balls in a wheelbarrow. She will remember this incident forever. Where's the "it's a trap" meme when you need it? I find that in relationships of any kind, honesty is a good thing, and it is best not to ask a question that you do not want an honest answer to. Record scratch. It was in that moment he knew he fucked up. Today I fucked up by making a 5 big boons joke on a first date. Wow, I never thought I'd post on a subreddit like this, but I came back from a first date a couple of hours ago and am still feeling absolutely mortified, so maybe writing it out will feel cathartic. I, 20F, recently downloaded Hinge for the first time and began swiping. I've never gone out on a date through a dating app before, so safe to say I was absolutely shitting bricks for tonight's first date with Brian, 22M. Although we started talking off of the app prior to the date, we hadn't actually spoken on the phone, so I didn't really know what to expect in terms of how our conversation would flow in person. Fast forward to tonight and we ended up meeting at this cute paint bar. Everything was going great until the topic of pets was brought up. He noticed my lock screen of my cat and asked if it was mine. I said yes and asked about his pets, as I remembered he had a pic with 2 dogs on his profile. He got out his phone to show me pictures of them and sadly told me how one of them, a white crunchy-looking Yorkie named Roxy, had recently passed after New Year's. Now, I have no idea what possessed me in that moment, maybe Satan, maybe Roxy, but I simply responded, "Ah, she gets 5 big boons." He weirdly looked at me and just went, "What?" It was in that moment I knew I fucked up. He didn't get the reference. I knew I had already shot myself in the foot when I said it, as I'm awful when it comes to sensitive topics like death or grieving, but I had hoped he'd let out a little laugh and we'd move on. But no. I initially tried sweeping it under the rug by saying, "Oh, it's nothing, it's just from this silly video," but he proceeded to ask me to show it to him. I awkwardly laughed and went, "Really? Really?" So I opened up TikTok and showed him the clip. Brian, and I'm assuming Roxy, RIP, didn't find it funny. He just sat there and went, "Oh, I get it now." From that point I knew the date was doomed, so I just gave him an apologetic smile and tried to make the most of things by placating the situation. Thankfully we were wrapping up with our paintings by then. All in all, now I know not to try to lighten the mood of a grieving dog parent by bringing up a brain rot joke. Especially on a first date. Sorry Brian, and sorry Roxy. You deserve more than 5 big boons. Too long did not read. I said a stupid TikTok joke in response to a first date telling me about his recently deceased dog. I then proceeded to show him said video, as he didn't understand the reference, thus digging myself an even deeper hole. Update, I think this is where you put it. Oh, my God, I'm a little terrified at how over 800,000 people viewed my story, but it looks like my faux pas made at least a few of you smile, so at least there's that. Brian, which DW isn't his real name, to all of our surprise, texted me this morning saying how he had a good time last night and would like to see me again. I guess the 5 big boons didn't scare him away after all. In all seriousness though, thank you for the much needed laugh. And for those who were disappointed by my TikTok usage, try not to worry about the future generation too much. We can be driven and also enjoy an extremely dumb joke here and there. Hatching Chick Red Heart. This post gets 5 big boons. You really fucked up by not leaning into it and giving him the full boom 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 boom. I don't get the reference at all. I guess I'm too old? Anyway, if you want to see him again, just be honest about it. A lot of people, myself included, is awkward and uncomfortable around the top of death and grief. It's so easy to put your foot in your mouth trying to say the perfect thing. He might be receptive if you just lay it out on the table. Good luck. First there was RIP, then there was F's in chat, now there is 5 big booms. Weary. Can someone explain the joke without me having to go to TikTok? If my date said this about my dead cat, I'd think it was hilarious in its absurdity, to be honest.